it's not like we'll take 2 weeks off sick and then come back and your burnout should be gone. Well, no, because my burnout was caused by the workplace. So unless you're prepared to change the culture of where we are and what we're doing, I'm always going to be coming back here and having these issues. And that's where strategy to me trumps initiative, because initiative puts the emphasis on the employee to go away and learn mindfulness or remember everything on this course or whatever else. And it's the quick hit, quick fix solution that, business loves, because it says, okay, I only have to, if I can get 50 people in a room and I pay you £400 sterling to come and talk to that room, I divide 400 by 50. Oh, all of a sudden that's actually quite appealing. And I can tick a box then and say, wow, wasn't that great? However, if I've got to change the direction of my business, if I've got to look into what we're doing wrong, if I've got to find out where this toxicity is coming from, and we've got to make changes within the business that then reflect down to the workforce, that's us as the business having to change rather than the emphasis being on the employee. Now, the employee is part of the business and obviously will have to move with the culture swing. But it isn't where you're separating the two and just saying, well, actually, there's a really, I was reading a report from the McKinsey Institute on Friday. And basically, there's an incredible quote that says, I've never known anyone mindfulness their way out of a business problem. And that's effectively what I've been saying for years, which is as part of an overall strategy, absolutely amazing. Get your ice creams on a Friday. Get your mindfulness workshop on a Wednesday. Encourage people to talk to mental health first aiders and things like this. Absolutely marvelous. But if your company culture is toxic, if your company culture is to drive people constantly past what they can cope with, if your company culture is to, give people low workplace satisfaction, if your company culture is to exhaust your employees, it doesn't matter if I'm getting an ice cream on a Friday. I'm barely standing, I'm that tired, but I'm going to get an ice cream on a Friday, so everything's all right. It doesn't work like that. And that's why I've been pushing the whole workplace strategy over workplace initiative as a way of dealing with mental well-being.
But what you're saying is it seems much more complex to handle. After all, this business is people, and the people are much more complex than having a solution or initiative or a project or whatever. And to make sure that these people are more aware of what's going on around them and maybe being more attentive to other people, and to have less pressure or less stress within teams, to have nourishing managers instead of like, this is so much more complex than bringing ice cream, I guess, and it's so hard to handle.
And that's the point. You see, again, this is the next side of the equation, because it is harder.
It is.
People are always drawn to the cheapest, most cost-effective, quickest way of dealing with something, even if it doesn't deal with the entire problem. So
it's not only the quickest, or maybe it costs more even. I think it's connected to the fact that people don't want to change. It's really hard, right?
Yeah, well, change is always difficult, and we make so many excuses as well to sort of combat the idea of actually, we should be doing something a bit different. And there's always the sort of, we've always done it like this.
Yeah.
Oh, the amount of times I've heard that, and it's like, but it wasn't right then. It's still not right now, and it won't be right tomorrow. So let's change it. Let's do something. And to be fair, there are places that are getting better. You mentioned the tech industry. Now, small startups from younger individuals who are growing their companies are bringing with them more ideas, more sort of more tolerance towards the idea of doing things the way that we know now is more effective. And that's absolutely brilliant, because they're coming into this space and people are going to work for them and they're staying there. And now all of a sudden the established companies are kind of going, well, hang on a minute, all of our good people are leaving. This how have they put it out there, the great resignation or something along those sorts of lines.
Right.
Now, for me, there's a couple of reasons behind that, but one of them, or the major one for me, is how suddenly people have realized they don't just have to sit there and put up with what they've always put up with.
Right.
So they're going, again, there's a classic example where I was contacted by a company just at the very start of the pandemic in the UK. So this is when we were going on to our furlough scheme, where the government was paying the wages of the employees who were furloughed. And this company came to me and they said, look, we've got, and this was in the hospitality industry, so we've got X amount of people.